timeout coming up this weekend. You've got Georgia Southwestern. How do you feel? How do the ladies feel? Just tell me how everyone is feeling down there as you get ready to go on this voyage.
Yeah. Well, everybody's excited. Everybody's got all that energy all over the place. Just that the feeling of it's finally here. A lot of these kids are committed to us a long time ago, and then clearly signed in February. So it's kind of been a lot of time waiting. So we're kind of getting to that, and we're just excited. I know the first game is probably going to have some nerves in it initially, but hopefully we get through that and start playing with how we've been training. That's what we're looking forward to.
Obviously, when you're talking about the first time, a first year, people don't quite have the high expectations people who are looking from the outside. What is your expectation? What's this team's expectation here for 2011?
Well, the team we recruited them in the mindset of the bar will be high. The standard of where we want to be. Whether we accomplish it this first year, the second, or the third, but we want that goal to always be the same goal every year, no matter if it's the first or the third or the fourth. So the bar is high standard. Especially since VSU athletics have been strong across the board. We want to do the same in our sport, and that's our goal. That's what they're working hard for. That's what we will do after every game, is learn what we can learn from and just provide as much information and as much practice as we can to show up every game as hard and as smart as we possibly can be.
You've got a relatively young roster, and relatively with that young roster, a lot of times people would say, hey, we'll allow them to grow and make some mistakes. Can you have that same kind of mindset with this team, or do you have to kind of push them a little harder simply because, hey, we've got to get to this next level and we don't want to wait to do that?
Yeah, we're going to push them. We're not allowing them to use being a freshman as an excuse to not play well or to not work hard or to not win. Certainly they'll be young and there'll be some young mistakes, but the whole point of each game is to try to not make as many mistakes as we did in the game prior, in the first half and things like that. So we're not allowing them. To answer your question, we're not allowing this program or this team to use freshmen as an excuse to not play hard and not succeed.
Talladega and then against Lincoln Memorial at home. Talk about your team and where you see your team right now as you get ready to head into your first two matches.
Yeah, I'm very excited about the prospects for our men's team this year. We've got 13 new players on the roster, and schedule that starts off pretty good. Very beginning, Talladega is going to be a good team. They're an up-and-coming team. Their third year that they've had a program. They're coming to us, and I expect them to be very worthy opponent, very athletic, very organized. And then right after that, the following weekend, we have Lincoln Memorial, who has been to a Final Four before. They're a very good Division II team from a different region, from Tennessee, a different conference. So we got two tough games off from the very beginning, back to back. I'm excited.
Okay. What are you looking to see from your team in the first couple of matches that will prepare you to kind of get ready to get into conference play a little later?
Yeah, we got to score some goals this year. Last year we didn't score at a very high rate, a high percentage rate. So we're really looking to get in the box and be dangerous and have crosses and dangerous opportunities and do better with our set plays and just finish. And that's what we've been really working on this preseason is being a team that can finish the ball. So we brought in quite a few strikers and attacking players that we feel like is going to be able to put the ball in the back of the net. And so from the get-go, that's what we're looking to do, score in every game. And then, of course, be able to defend from the midfield back and just be very organized and everyone know their role and always try to match or beat the other team's energy.
with so many new players coming in, how long do you think that it's going to take for this team to gel, or do you think they're in a spot right now after a couple of weeks of practice to be able to kind of be the team that can come right out and say, hey, we're going to be a team to be reckoned with here in 2011?
I think we're ready to go. We just got to get over injuries. I had a player report with a bad knee. We just got an MRI this weekend. I had a player in our first scrimmage hurt his back, and we had that X-ray that was negative. So we've got to get over these injuries we have right now. I probably have 4 starters out. But as soon as we get them back in the lineup, we'll be ready to go. And we'll be strong even without them. But 4 starters is a lot of people to be missing at this point. So we will be the first week without, a full roster.
Coach Dickey, you start the season off this Saturday. You're on the road at Tusculum. I know your guys and you especially are excited to go ahead and play somebody else other than looking at guys who are wearing the same colors on the other side.
Yeah, well, that's the case all across America. Everybody's, been through their training camps and done all their preparations leading up to the year, and everybody's excited about the new opportunities that they have, and, our football team's no different than that. We're excited about the direction we're going in and where we're coming from and how we're doing it and the people we're doing it with. So a lot of excitement around our program and the direction that we're going, and we're looking forward to playing a very, very good Tusculum team this weekend.
And that's a big thing. You're playing Tusculum. They are very good. Also, you're on the road. Do you consider this an early season litmus test for your team, or are you going in with the idea that we need to work on some things or that we still need to keep getting better? What's the mindset as you get ready to take on this first game?
Well, the mindset is that we want to be in the upper echelon of the Gulf South Conference, and over a period of time, the last several years, the Gulf South Conference has been one of the foremost conferences in America, and we want to compete at a very high level in that conference, and in order to do so, we need to go on the road and be very successful in games like this, and this will be a really good measure stick for us. We've been working on things for 3 years, and now it's time to start getting some results, and we'll see where we are on Saturday.
And talk about your team, some of the guys that you're looking forward to having big seasons for you that possibly can carry you to the top of the GSC.
Well, we've got to make some headway offensively and scoring some points. We've got to be able to get the ball in the end zone or through the uprights, whatever it takes. And I think we've made some real good strides in that area in the off season. Our quarterback, Manuel Taylor, I think has got a chance to be a very special football player. We've returned 4 of the 5 linemen that we had up front. Both our backs are back, and we've got a good set of skills. So offensively, I think we've really set the table to really make a jump, statistic-wise in our conference, which we're going to have to do to be competitive. Got to get more points on the board and be more productive offensively. So that'll be a big task for us. I know defensively we've got a veteran secondary and some experience at linebacker and defensive line. So with that said, I think we've got a pretty good opportunity to be very optimistic about what's going on here.
Coach Brown, you're starting the season here. You've got Thomas coming up. I've been talking to a lot of coaches, players there. Everybody's excited, just ready to get on the pitch for the first time this season. Just how are your guys doing getting ready for this opening match?
I think they'll be glad to be able to be playing a game that I'm not allowed to stop, because I think they're tired of listening to me and having me direct and shout at them. So I think the opportunity to get out there and play fresh competition will be good. Thomas is a team that we have not played in the 8 years up to this point that I've been here, but it's a coach that I'm very familiar with. So I know the competition will certainly be very stern. There's a lot of internationals on the Thomas team, so I think we'll have our hands full, but I think it'll be a very good challenge for us in our opening game.
You all got so close, one match away from winning the GSC last year. You just have to start over again. How tough is that, knowing that
very hard at all. Being as close as we were has been, I think, a pretty easy motivator to fuel the fire. So I know a lot of the players, obviously been changed, and obviously the only way to go ahead and do that now is to rewrite what's coming ahead of us. So I think the motivation standpoint has actually worked for us rather than against us.
Third season at West Alabama. Last year wasn't as good as the first year, but I'm sure you're excited about the prospects coming up here in 2011.
Oh, most definitely. I think, when you graduate the crew that I had in 2009, I think, you're going to have a rebuilding year the next year, and, you can't always be on top, but you can try, but we've been working hard and got a lot of new faces to the floor this year, and I'm really excited about the 2011 season.
You've got a tournament coming up this weekend at Christian Brothers, some teams that will be in that field. Having that first tournament there at Christian Brothers against some teams that you played in the past, does that do well for your team as far as the familiarity with what they do and the opportunity going forward for your team to kind of gel early?
Oh, I think it's a great opportunity. We see Henderson State every year. First tournament, I feel like they're always our first match. So I feel like there's some camaraderie there with just knowing exactly who we're going to face and having an annual event for us. And just kind of seeing, with the newcomers especially, kind of introducing them to the level and kind of seeing, what we're all about and what Division II is all about. So it's an exciting time for us for sure.
Realignment of the conference, fewer teams, but a better chance, if you will, for teams to get to the top and try to compete for the championships. And it does start this weekend. Kind of talk about the mood of your team as it gets ready to start on this voyage, hopefully for a GSC title.
I think they're excited. There's only so much that you can do against your own teammates in practice, and I think seeing the faces that they know across the net is getting kind of tired, and they're trying to work that out. But I think they're very excited and very energetic going into this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. We've had a good couple of days of practice. These past couple of days of practices have been really, really good. So I've been seeing some really good things. So from my point of view, I'm very excited.